If you're on an autoimmune healing journey, or if you're thinking about starting one, it is very likely that you've heard of probiotics before and how they can be a game changer for autoimmune inflammation. But are probiotics really the first step? And could there be something even better out there that sets your body up for success for healing? In this podcast episode, we're going to be diving into probiotics, postbiotics, and how both of these supplements can be invaluable for fighting autoimmune inflammation and increasing your odds of remission. Now, make sure you stay until the end of this podcast episode to hear more about a supplement that I firmly believe is going to go mega viral in 2026 and 2027, and exactly why I think this. Hi, I'm your host, Gianna. I'm a board-certified clinical nutritionist and a scleroderma warrior, 9 years in remission. And for the past 8 years, I have been on a mission to help autoimmune women like you take back what chronic illness has stolen by showing you how it's possible to heal naturally alongside medication. Every Tuesday, we release episodes like this, so make sure that you subscribe now to stay connected. And if you have an autoimmune babe in your life, make sure you share one of these episodes with them. Truly, one of the most powerful things that we can do for the people that we love is to share hope with them. Now, if you do not know, I am newly postpartum. I have a 12-week-old, and I think mom brain really got me last week. It wasn't until I was editing last week's podcast episode that I realized that we were talking all about probiotics, and not once did I clearly share with you what a probiotic is and why they are so powerful. So here it goes. Probiotics are select gut bacteria that are supplemented to help your body regulate inflammation, hormone health, and more. Now, the simple goal of probiotics is this. The more good bacteria you have, the healthier your gut health is. This also means the more bad bacteria you have, the more inflamed your gut health is. Now, while this example makes sense to most, this is actually not the full picture required for you to heal your gut and increase your odds of remission. This is because your gut microbiome isn't a simple math equation. It's an ecosystem. For example, if you have a city that is in complete chaos, simply adding good guys like the National Guard does not equal immediate peace. It usually, especially in the beginning, creates more chaos. This is important, especially as autoimmune women who are struggling with systemic inflammation, because this additional chaos can leave you feeling worse and even trigger a flare-up. In other words, probiotics can literally make things worse. This is why choosing a random probiotic to try is quite literally playing guessing games when it comes to your health. So the question remains, how do you start healing your gut microbiome so more good gut bacteria can thrive? You can fight inflammation for real, and most importantly, you can feel like you're living your life again. Now, like most answers here, there are a series of steps, especially when it comes to supplements. For many of my clients, I would say 85 to 90%, we start here. Postbiotics soothe so that probiotics can strengthen. Postbiotics are the byproduct of healthy, thriving gut bacteria. They feed and soothe cells that line your gut. Postbiotics are a supplement that calms the inflammation chaos within your body, which in turn helps alleviate symptoms, and it gives your body a chance to benefit from essential healing steps like prebiotics and probiotics. Now, if you didn't watch or listen to last week's podcast episode and you're not really sure how prebiotics fit into all this, make sure that you go back and watch this podcast episode so that you can get the full breakdown about what prebiotics are and why they are an essential part of this process of fighting inflammation and increasing your odds of remission. Coolest thing about postbiotics is that I think that they are so revolutionary, they are so effective, that they are destined to be a viral sensation. In fact, I think that postbiotics will be the viral supplement in either 2026 or by latest 2027. Why do I think this is going to happen? 1, because they work. 2, because they can be foundational for nearly everybody. And 3, their impact is life-changing. especially for autoimmune warriors. I firmly believe that these supplements have the power to have people hoping in better health again. Do you see how incorporating the right supplements at the right time matters? And it can make all the difference on your healing journey. If you listened to last week's podcast episode, you know that we talked about how when it comes to supporting clients, I do things a little bit differently than most. The way that I do this is focusing on postbiotics first, then focusing on prebiotics second, and then third, we focus on a high quality probiotic. So with that being said, two things are likely coming to mind for you right now. One, okay, tell me what postbiotics to buy. And or two, okay, cool. Once I focus on postbiotics, then Gianna, what the heck do I eat? Now, first, let's dive into the postbiotic because I will be opening an LTK in the future that incorporates all the supplements and the trusted brands that I love. For now, all of my recommended supplements are in FullScript. Click the link in the show notes below for the full list of supplements and brands that I trust. And when you buy on FullScript, you will get 10% off. The reason why I use FullScript for this is actually special because if you're going to spend money on high quality supplements, you want to make sure that they are shipped with care so that they are the same quality when they hit your doorstep. FullScript guarantees this, which is the very reason why I partner with them when it comes to supplement recommendations, both with clients and with content. Now, if you're wondering, okay, this is cool, this sounds great, but Gianna, what do I eat? I also have something very special for you coming in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, anti-inflammatory food log audits will be live. So if you are stuck in the cycle of trying to figure out what food is healthy or not, or if you're stuck with trying to figure out what diet works or not, and you're just ready to move forward with clarity so that you can fight inflammation with food as medicine in a way that is life-giving and enjoyable, this is for you. Please know that this audit will follow my signature whole person approach, which means it will consider your nervous system, your life season, and your symptoms so that you can feel better quicker and get your life back. If this sounds like something that would be helpful for you, go to the show notes below and join the waitlist so that you could be the first to know when everything goes live, and you will get access to a limited spot offer of only $97. Now, the cool thing about Healing Journeys is that you don't have to wait. You can start today. Take action this week towards healing by doing more research about postbiotics. Watch more videos like this about postbiotics so that you can learn in a deeper way what these supplements are and how profound they can be. And then you can come back and check out my list of high quality postbiotic once you're ready to give the supplement a try. Also, add 1 to 2 postbiotic rich foods to your grocery list this week. Try foods like grass-fed butter, green peas, or dark chocolate, and feel free to let me know which foods you choose to try. If you're finding that this intuitive approach is resonating with you and you want tangible next steps to start healing, subscribe to this podcast or follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. This content is designed to help you start a healing journey with hope and better health, which means you listening to this podcast is something worth celebrating. So be proud of yourself today, even with the small things. Next week's episode is going to be really special. You're going to want to tune in because for the first time, we're going to be answering questions asked from TikTok. This includes my most popular question by far: what diet I followed at the beginning of my healing journey that increased my odds of remission. I cannot wait to dive into all the details with you, and I will see you next week. Bye.
I hope that this podcast was helpful for you. Make sure that if you haven't already, since this is a new podcast when it comes to YouTube, make sure if you haven't already to subscribe to this channel. We release podcasts every Tuesday. And if you know someone who has a connective tissue condition like scleroderma, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and more, feel free to share this episode with them. The truth is that hope is not very common when it comes to these types of diagnoses. and you never know how profound and powerful this message could be to someone who deeply, deeply needs it. I'll see you next time. Bye.